BTS is done with the Grammys. They don't even want to hear about them anymore. The silence is ending. BTS just got a new rebrand, which caused a major uproar among fans. And V's book recommendations for book lovers. Watch till the end to find out the whole story. BTS is done with the Grammys. They don't even want to hear about them anymore. In early 2022, BTS ran into one problem after another. Jin hurt his finger and needed surgery. Jimin was already recovering from COVID when he was diagnosed with appendicitis. Then, just before their big Grammy performance, J-Hope and Jungkook also tested positive for COVID. It was a stressful time. The group couldn't even rehearse properly. J-Hope, who usually leads choreography and helps the team stay in sync, was out of action. The whole performance started to feel like it might fall apart. But BTS didn't back down. They still showed up at the Grammys, smiling on the red carpet as if nothing had gone wrong. RM handled the interviews, calmly answering questions about their future shows and projects. Then, when it was finally time to perform, they gave the audience something unforgettable. A dramatic version of their hit song Butter, with Jin's hands still being bandaged. What most fans didn't know was that the full group had rehearsed together only once, and that was just the day before the show. The choreography included a tricky move involving their jackets, which had to be perfectly timed. If any one of them had been off by even a second, the whole performance could have flopped, but they pulled it off flawlessly and ended with a standing ovation from the crowd. Even so, the night ended on a low note. BTS didn't win the Grammy, marking their second loss at the event. Some fans, frustrated, started calling the event the GRAMMYs, but others pointed out something important. The 2022 Grammy broadcast had 9.6 million viewers, 2.1% more than the year before, and much of that increase was thanks to BTS. After the event, the group spoke honestly during a live stream. RM admitted they were upset and said it was okay to feel disappointed. He believed things would feel better the next day. Jimin reflected on how impressive it was that they had rehearsed only once, but still nailed the performance. He said it meant a lot because of their fans. He had hoped they could win to show their appreciation, and not winning had left him feeling sad. Their schedule didn't slow down. BTS followed up the Grammys with 4 sold-out concerts in the US on stage. RM made it clear that the Grammys weren't the real reason they were there. He told the crowd that they had come for their fans. But behind all the excitement, the group was having serious discussions. During a dinner event in June called Festa, RM became emotional and said he felt lost. He admitted that their work had started to feel automatic, like they were going through the motions. He wondered if they were still creating music for a meaningful reason or just trying to impress people. That conversation led to a huge decision. BTS would take a break from group activities and focus on their solo careers for a while. Since Jin and J-Hope had to start their mandatory military service, it was clear that the group couldn't perform together anytime soon. Fans had guessed that maybe RM or Jungkook might still go to the next Grammy Awards, but neither of them did. RM mentioned the nomination only once on Instagram, and none of the members talked about it with the same energy as before. Even Suga, who had once spoken about wanting to win a Grammy, stayed silent. By that point, the members were all busy with solo projects. Jungkook released his first single, 7, in July 2023. It quickly shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making him the first BTS member to top the chart as a solo artist. The song also reached #1 on Spotify's Global Top 50 and Apple Music, confirming that he had become a global star in his own right. Suga was in the middle of his D-Day concert tour. V was preparing to release his album Layover. Jimin and Jungkook had also teamed up for a travel series called Are You Sure? Meanwhile, RM was working on his second solo album. By the end of 2023, the rest of the group had also started their military service. Even though their solo careers were taking off, 7 topping the charts, D-Day getting praise for its honesty, and Jimin's song Who gaining traction, none of them were nominated for a Grammy. That silence led fans to ask questions. On Reddit and other forums, people wondered if the Grammys were ignoring BTS on purpose, or if the show was just too focused on American artists to give fair attention to international stars, no matter how famous they were. Some fans thought BTS didn't care about the awards anymore. The group's attitude toward the Grammys seemed to have changed. Where there used to be excitement and hope, there was now quiet distance. Maybe winning an award was no longer their goal. Now, as the members finished their military service, Fans are eagerly waiting for the group to reunite. Whether BTS will return to the Grammys or not remains unclear. But what is clear is that their influence hasn't faded. From health scares and rushed rehearsals to record-breaking solo careers, BTS has shown they don't need a golden trophy to prove anything. Their absence from the Grammys doesn't look like defeat. It looks more like a quiet statement. They've outgrown the need for approval from anyone but themselves and their fans. The silence is ending. On June 5th, BTS leader RM showed up online with a photo that said a lot, without saying anything at all. He posted a selfie on his Instagram story wearing his military uniform. There was no caption, no emojis, just him, staring directly into the camera. The picture, simple as it was, immediately caught fans' attention. His serious expression, clean-cut appearance, and calm confidence made him look more mature and powerful than before. Fans took it as a clear sign that RM had changed during his military service and was now ready to return. But this wasn't just about a selfie, it was about what was coming. RM's military discharge is set for June 10th, and his post seemed to signal the beginning of something bigger. Now, the long break seems to be ending. RM's post felt less like a random update and more like a quiet message. BTS is coming back. With all members expected to be discharged by the end of June, everyone is wondering what their next move will be. There hasn't been an official announcement about a comeback yet, but people in the music world are already getting ready for it. Jin just got a new apartment. BTS member Jin is back in the news. This time, it's because he just made a massive real estate purchase. On June 5th, news reports from South Korea revealed that Jin had bought another apartment in one of the most expensive buildings in Seoul, called Hanam the Hill. The apartment cost around $13 million, and he paid the full amount in cash. That means he didn't take out a loan or make payments over time. He paid it all at once. This is actually the third time Jin has bought a place in that same building. The first time was in July 2019, when he bought an apartment for $3.3 million. Then, a few months later in November 2019, he bought another one for $3.1 million. Together, those two apartments cost him $6.4 million. Since then, the value of those two units has gone up a lot. Real estate experts now estimate that he made a profit of about $7.36 million just from those earlier purchases. That means the total value of the 3 apartments he now owns in the building is worth more than $20 million. Hanam the Hill is located in a part of Seoul called Hanam-dong in the Yongsan area. It's one of the richest neighborhoods in the city and is known for having really tight security, lots of privacy, and luxury features. Many famous people live there. The building is often shown in magazines as one of the best places to live in all of South Korea. Housing prices in Seoul, especially in fancy areas like Hanam-dong, have been rising fast over the last 10 years. For wealthy people like celebrities, buying property in this area isn't just about having a cool place to live. It's also seen as a smart way to invest their money. It's not yet known what Jin plans to do with the new apartment. He might live there himself, rent it out, or even combine it with one of his other apartments. But one thing is certain, Jin now owns a lot of very expensive real estate in one of the most exclusive parts of the city. BTS just got a new rebrand, which caused a major uproar among fans. As BTS gets ready to celebrate their 12th debut anniversary in June 2025, fans were expecting Festa, their yearly celebration, to be bigger than ever. This year wasn't just another birthday for the group. It was supposed to be the first time in years that all 7 members would finally be back together after completing their military service. Jin and J-Hope, the first 2 to enlist, are already done with their service. RM and V are scheduled to return on June 10th. Just one day later, Jimin and Jungkook will be discharged. Suga, who is doing alternative service because of a past injury, is expected to finish on June 21st. The timing made everything feel extra special. This Festa wasn't just about how long BTS has been around. It was about a long-awaited reunion and a fresh start. But instead of celebrating, many fans online have been talking about something else entirely: the new Festa 2025 merchandise. Hybe, the company behind BTS, released a collection of products including t-shirts, bags, a cap, a tumbler, and a 2-way clock. All of them have a blue theme, but that design choice quickly became a problem for a lot of fans. Some fans were confused about why the merch didn't include purple, which is a color deeply connected to BTS and their message of love and trust. Others pointed out that even the Festa 2025 poster had blue and gold, not just plain blue like the merch. To many, the items felt too plain and not connected to the meaning of this important moment. ARMYs were quick to share how they felt. Some said the designs looked rushed or didn't seem to match BTS's usual creativity. Others said it was hard to feel excited when the products didn't include anything personal about the group's 12-year journey or their reunion after serving in the military. Fans expected something that felt more thoughtful, especially considering how emotional this year's Festa is for both BTS and the fandom. In the past, Festa merch often included designs that reminded fans of BTS's songs, history, and shared memories. This year, many felt like that tradition was missing. Fans said it was a missed chance to honor everything BTS has been through, from their 2013 debut to each member's solo work during military service and now their return as a group. Even though some fans might still buy the merchandise to show their support, a lot of people clearly felt let down. They had hoped for something that matched the emotional power of this reunion, something that said, "We're back, and we never forgot where we came from." As of now, HYBE hasn't said anything about the criticism. It's not known if they plan to update the merchandise or add new items that fans might connect with more. Comedian opens up about the BTS members behind the scenes. On June 4th, well-known South Korean comedian Kim Suk shared some thoughtful stories about BTS members Jimin and Jin that gave fans a rare look at what the two idols are like behind the scenes. She spoke during a podcast episode uploaded on Vivo TV's official YouTube channel, where she reflected on her time working with both members. Her stories focused on how professional and humble they were, even though they are among the most famous stars in the world. Kim Suk talked about Jimin's appearance on episode 30 of Bitcoin, which aired back on March 30th, 2023. She remembered how Jimin took the job very seriously and prepared as much as he could before filming. She said he had everything ready ahead of time and didn't leave anything to chance. According to her, this kind of dedication is one of the biggest reasons BTS has been so successful. She also mentioned that she would keep cheering for them, even if she's not directly involved with the group anymore. Many fans were touched by her words, especially because they came from someone who has been working in the Korean entertainment world for a long time. Listeners pointed out that her comments made it even clearer that Jimin isn't just polite and hardworking when people are watching. He brings the same energy behind the cameras too. Whether it's a music stage or a variety show, he puts in the effort. But Kim Suk didn't stop there. She also shared her thoughts on Jin, the oldest member of BTS. Even though most people expect the oldest in a group to act serious or reserved, she said Jin gave off the fun and playful energy of a maknae, which means the youngest member in a group. She talked about his guest appearance on Kian's Bizarre B&B and described him as bold and full of confidence. She thought his vibe on the show was fresh and uplifting. Even though he was just a guest, he stood out in a way that left a big impression on her. She admitted that the way he carried himself actually inspired her. Her compliments didn't go unnoticed by BTS fans. Many of them said her comments were another clear sign that the BTS members really are as genuine as they seem. ARMY often talks about how the group stays kind and humble, no matter how popular they get, and Kim's stories seem to prove that once again. V's book recommendations for book lovers. BTS's V is famous for his deep voice and powerful stage presence. But there's another side to him that fans don't always see, his strong love for reading. While many people admire his music, dancing, and fashion, his book choices reveal a lot about the kind of person he is and what inspires him. Unlike some celebrities who mention books just to follow a trend, V's love for reading seems real and consistent. The books he's connected to often talk about deep topics like emotions, growing up, loneliness, and mental health. They show that he's someone who thinks deeply about life and uses books to explore feelings and ideas that also come through in his music and art. One of the books he's known to like is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. This novel takes place in Japan during the late 1960s. It tells the story of Toru Watanabe, a quiet college student, and his relationships with two very different women, Naoko and Midori. The story is filled with themes of sadness, love, and memory. People who have read it say it feels calm but emotional, which fits well with the artistic and thoughtful side that V often shows. Another book on his list is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. The story follows a 16-year-old boy named Holden Caulfield who has just been kicked out of prep school. Over the course of 2 days, he wanders around New York City, dealing with feelings of loneliness, confusion, and the pressure of growing up. V seems to relate to the way the book talks about wanting to protect innocence and feeling disconnected from the world, which are emotions many teenagers understand well. V has also talked about The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. On the surface, it might look like a children's book, but it actually covers serious ideas like friendship, love, and the importance of imagination. The story is about a young prince who travels to different planets and meets strange adults who have forgotten what really matters in life. The way the book encourages people to look beyond what they see and value human connection matches V's gentle and curious personality. One of the more serious books he's shown interest in is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This novel is partly based on the author's own life and focuses on a young woman named Esther Greenwood. It talks about her struggles with mental health, identity, and the pressure to fit into society's expectations. V's appreciation for this book shows that he's not afraid to look at difficult topics and is interested in understanding what people go through on a deeper emotional level. These books aren't just casual reads. Each one connects to something meaningful, whether it's loss, growing up, or finding your place in the world. That makes V's choices more than just personal favorites. They give fans a new way to understand him as someone who is thoughtful, emotional, and always looking for deeper meaning in life. For anyone curious about what kind of person V is behind the fame, his reading habits offer a strong clue. His bookshelf says a lot, and if fans want to get closer to the real V, they might want to start by reading the stories he's drawn to.